Good morning, children. Today our topic is fiber to fabric. So what does this fiber to fabric deal with? You know, the primary needs of a man as a human being, what do we need basically? What are our basic needs? We need food to eat, we need water to drink, we need air to breathe. So these primary requirements are met. Next what? If you have money in your hand, you will spend the money to eat something, whatever you like. The next thing that you prefer to buy is the clothes to wear, because we have to protect our body from the environment, that is from the sun, from the rain, from the cold of the winter. We need to wear some clothes. So clothes not only give protection to us, they are the symbol of dignity, how dignified we are. Right, it shows our personality, the way we dress. So clothes are very, very important for us. So from where do we get these clothes? We get the clothes from shop. Generally, it's a general answer. From where do you get? We get it from shop. From where do they come to the shop? Clothes, you get it in two forms. If you wanted to buy new clothes, where do you go? You go to a cloth shop, right? So there you go and buy the fabric. If you wanted to purchase some clothes, you go to the shop, cloth shop. There you have some options. You can buy either the fabric. So fabrics are available, right? Cloth, fabric is nothing but the cloth. And you have one more option, that is ready-made garments. Ready-made garments. So nowadays most of the people, they purchase ready-made garments. So fabric, you can choose the cloth of your choice, the color and the texture and the feel. And if you give this cloth to the tailor or the fashion designer, he will make the garments that are exactly suitable to your size, shape, body color and everything. So that is a customized one. In olden days, the people used it to buy the fabric, and the fabric is mended into the garments of your particular size. So nowadays people buy to prefer the ready-made garments. They are available in the shops. You go there and you choose some garments, whatever you like, and you go for a trial, put them on and see whether they are fit to you, whether they are looking good on your body or not. Then you will select the garments and you will get them. This is the way how we get the clothes, right? So now let us see from where this fabric and ready-made garments come. The ready-made garments, they come from the fabric. In the shop itself, they will keep some tailors and they make the fabric into different garments. There are certain garment factories where there are a lot of people who will make the ready-made shirts and pants. They are supplied to the shops and they are sold. So the garments, they come from the fabric. From where does this fabric come? The fabric, the cloth, is made by yarn. So yarn is the thread. Is it so? Is it true that the cloth is made from a thread? So you wanted to verify, if you wanted to know that, whenever you visit a tailor shop, then you pick up some cut pieces. So there are so many rough cut pieces in the tailor shop, because the tailor will take the big cloth and he will make a design, he will make a sketching how to cut that, and when he is cutting, there are so many waste pieces falling down. Collect one of such piece. So you have taken one such piece and you do an activity. Activity 1. What you are going to do here? Just you try to pull out the threads. Observe it closely. If you observe the cloth, closely by using a hand lens, a magnifier, then you will find a meshwork kind of thing similar to this. So the threads are arranged like a mesh. You can see that with the help of a hand lens. If you are using a hand lens, you can see clearly. Now, simply try to pull one thread out of that cloth. Then you will get a long string. Observe the string. So in this activity, you identified that the fabric is made of some thread called as yarn. Yarn. Right? So what is this yarn made of? You wanted to investigate furthermore. You wanted to know what this yarn is made of. Right? So you have taken the yarn, this is the yarn, and with your fingernail, you take your index finger nail, just press it hard at the end and drag it, scratch it. At the end you will find some tiny hair-like fibers. What does it indicate? It indicates that the yarn is made up of tiny fibers. So the yarn is made up of fibers. Okay, let us come back here. The cloths, the fabrics, they are made up of yarn, it is made up of fibers. So what is the source of our clothes? Fibers are the source or the raw materials from which the cloths are made, from which the final garments are made. Right. So here with the help of activity 1, 2, 3, we identified that the cloth is made up of yarn, is made up of fibers. Right. So fabric is made up of yarn, yarn is made up of fibers. This fact we identified. Now from where does this fibers come? Fibers, they come from nature. Right? From plant and animal sources. But in the modern world, human beings learned to make the fibers artificially, synthetic fibers. So nowadays we are having the cloths made out of natural fibers as well as synthetic fibers. Now let us see what are the different type of fibers are existing and what are the different type of fibers that we are using to make fabrics. So now let us see the fibers and their origin. From where do we get these fibers? So fibers are basically classified into two groups. There are two major groups of fibers are existing. One is natural. Natural in the sense from nature we get. What is there in the nature? Plants and animals are there. So what fibers we get from plants and animals? Those are called as natural fibers. Now let us see. Natural fibers are obtained from plants and animals. Plants, what kind of natural fibers we get from plants? The first one we have to talk about is cotton. It's a very oldest fiber that's being used in making garments. It has got very good properties to be made into a cloth. It's very good for our body. It's so comfortable. Right. And it is obtained from cotton plant. Okay. And the next one is jute. Jute is a fiber that is obtained from plant that is also used to make garments. And from animals, wool, it is obtained from the sheep. Wool is also obtained from other kind of animals, but majority of the wool is obtained from sheep. And the second one is silkworm. Silk, that is obtained from silkworms. Silk is another important natural fiber that is obtained from animals. Animals in the sense silkworm. Silk fiber is also having very good properties as like cotton, but silk is much more expensive because of its luxure, its smoothness, its glow. The silk fiber, when it is compared with cotton, the silk fiber is an expensive fiber because its availability and its rare qualities. What are the rare qualities? The silk fiber is a very fine fiber, very smooth fiber. It has got a glow, luster. It has got the shining appearance, smooth, and it can be colored with various colors, and the clothes that are made out of silk are very attractive. And moreover, in certain religions, it is considered as a auspicious cloth, silk cloth. So that is used for certain occasions, and it is mixed with gold and silver to make special dresses and saris for special occasions. So that is the reason it has got the special place or prominence, the silk fibers. It is also a natural fiber. Wool is the other natural fiber that is obtained from sheep. The wool is used to make woolen garments. They are especially useful in cold places where the temperatures are very low. The people, they need to preserve their body temperature by wearing the woolen garments. So the woolen sweaters and mufflers, shawls, all these are made out of woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are of course rough compared to silk fibers and cotton fibers, but even then they are very good insulators. That means if you wear a woolen jacket or woolen sweater, it will prevent the heat escaping from your body. So by that you feel warm inside. So they are very much essential, life saving in very cold conditions. So the wool is obtained from sheep. Now let us come to artificial fibers. The main source of artificial fiber, why we are calling it as artificial? Because it is not obtained from either plant or animal. They are made in the factory with the help of machines and by some chemical process. However, even though it is a chemical process, certain raw materials are required. From which raw material the synthetic fibers are made? The raw materials are coal and petroleum. So from this coal and petroleum, they make synthetic fibers like rayon, acrylic, right? Rayon, acrylic. So these kind of synthetic fibers are made. So these synthetic fibers, they are blended with natural fibers to make so many combinations. They make blends. If you go to a cloth shop, especially the men's clothing, if you go, then you can find shirtings and pantings, shirtings and suitings. You can ask the vendor, what cloth is this? He will give you a name to that fabric, and he tells you what is that blend. It is blended with cotton as well as with some synthetic fiber. There will be some percentage, 40% cotton, 60% synthetic. So that blending gives good color, good texture, good look, good appearance and good stiffness. That means if you wear the suit, it should be stiff. It shouldn't be like falling and crimpled. If you just make with a cotton cloth, with a pure cotton cloth, if you make a jacket, it won't be that good looking. So it gets folded so quickly, right? If it is mixed with synthetic fibers, if it is a blended suit, the suiting will be very stiff and plain and looks good without any folds. So likewise, they will make blends of artificial fibers and natural fibers to make n number of fabrics. So if you go to a shop and see how many types of cloths are there, the variation of the cloth is not only for color. For the fiber they use also, they make different combinations, right? So you can choose the best one which suits to your dress and for your occasion. So this is the information about the types of fibers, natural, artificial, right? Here I have mentioned a few artificial fibers, but there are n number of artificial fibers are existing today, and most of the clothing is made out of artificial fibers. So now let us look at the natural fibers. The first natural fiber, that is cotton. So cotton is obtained from cotton plant. So cotton crop, where do these crops grow? Which type of soil is needed to grow cotton? So the soil that is needed to grow cotton is black soil. This is suitable for the growth of cotton. And the climate, it should be warm warm climate and black soil, these are the two requirements to grow cotton. So the cotton plants, they grow, they flower and they produce cotton pods. The cotton pods are in the size of lemon sized cotton pods. Once these cotton pods are dried up, once they are completely dried, they pop up. Just how a corn pop up to popcorn, in the same way, the pod, it pops up and open. So when the pod, if this is the pod, it pops up and open like this. So there we can see the fluffy cotton wool. So if this is the pod, it breaks and open and we can see the cotton wool. Cotton wool is made up of cotton fibers. If you take a little cotton wool into your hand and if you pull the strings, you will find thin fibers. Those are the cotton fibers. So that is obtained from the cotton wool. Right? So from where do we get the cotton wool? That is from the cotton pods, and the cotton is white in color. So in such a way, the cotton is obtained. They will pick all these cotton pods which are burst and open. Now, to get the cotton fibers, the cotton has to be, the fibers are to be separated from this part. It has got the cotton wool as well as the seeds embedded in this. There are seeds also. So, they will remove all the seeds and they will separate the cotton fiber, cotton wool. So, this process is called as ginning. Ginning is the process in which the cotton seeds are separated from the cotton wool. This is done by hands. In most of the places, most of the times they do it by hand picking. Nowadays, machines are used to do the process quickly and effectively. They are using the machines for ginning, that is removing the seeds from the fiber. Right? So, this is about the cotton fibers. How we get the cotton fiber? Cotton fiber we get from the cotton plant, which generally grows in the black soil and in warm climate. The cotton plant grow and it will flower and it fruit. The fruits are in the size of lemons. Those are called as cotton pods. Once they are dried, they burst and open. Then we will find the cotton wool, but it is having so many seeds embedded, and these seeds are separated by hand by a process called as ginning. So the next natural fiber that is obtained from plant, it is jute. From plants we obtain two fibers, two types of fibers. Cotton is one, the second one is jute. So cotton is a very soft fiber that is used to make cloths, cotton cloths. Jute is also a fiber, but which is coarse. The jute is used to make gunny bags and some ropes and such kind of materials which are used for packing, because the fibers are coarse, very rough. Nowadays, there are so many machines which can very much smoothen the fibers of jute, so by that the cloths are also made up of jute. Jute cloths are also available in the market, right? So from where do we get the jute? Jute is obtained from a plant stem. Cotton is obtained from the fruit of the cotton plant, but whereas the jute is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. So these jute plants are generally grown in states like West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. In our country, they are grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. They are mostly grown in a rainy season. So this is the climate that is required to grow them. So once the plant is grown, once they are harvested, that means the plants are cut and the stems are rotten in the water. They keep the stems in water, stagnant water. They are immersed in the water. Stems are immersed in the water. So they become rotten. Any plant or animal matter, leaves or any remains, if you throw it in water after a few days, they will decay. They get rotten. Once they are rotten, they will take out, they will crush them, they will beat them hardly to extract the fibers from the stems. So fibers are obtained, the jute fibers are extracted from the stems, right? So we have seen cotton fibers and jute fibers. So fibers are made into fabric. Are they directly made into fabric? First the fiber is made into yarn, the yarn is made into fabric. Now let us see the process how the fiber is made into yarn. So spinning cotton yarn, how to make yarn from fibers. We have seen how the fibers are obtained naturally, that is cotton and yarn, cotton and jute. Now let us see how to make yarn from that cotton or jute fibers. So what is that process called as? Making the fibers into yarn is called spinning. The process is called spinning. How is it done? It is done with simple devices like takli. It is called as a hand spindle. Hand spindle. So simply for a small length of string, you can make it with your hands also. Just you can put cotton wool in one hand, just you can pull the wool and you can spin it like this. By twisting the fibers, you can make a yarn, but it is not strong enough. Right? It may break up if you stretch it. So to make a good yarn, you need either takli or hand spindle or charka. So charka is having a wheel set up that is rotated and the wool is made into yarn. Charka you might have seen in the pictures of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji used to do the process of spinning. He used to make the cotton wool into cotton yarn on his own charka. So charka and takli, these are the two devices that were used to make the cotton fiber into cotton yarn. Right? So those were used to make the fibers, either cotton or silk, into yarn, silk yarn or cotton yarn. So Mahatma Gandhi, he used to work on cotton. He used to move the charka to make the cotton wool into cotton yarn. So that yarn is used to make cotton fabrics. So in the Indian independence struggle, the freedom struggle. So when the Indians were fighting for the independence, so he was leading that fight, Mahatma Gandhi. So then he encouraged the people to make lot of cotton yarn and fabric with cotton fibers, that is homemade, that is Indian made cotton fabric, and he encouraged the people to wear Swadeshi khadi, that is the homemade natural cotton cloth made out of cotton fibers. So he asked to avoid wearing the clothes that were imported from the British. Right. So that is spinning. Nowadays there are so many machinery, machines and mills have come for this process of spinning. Spinning, what is the spinning? Spinning is nothing but that making the fibers into yarn, that is called as spinning. So to get the fabric, what to be done? This yarn is to be made into fabric. So this process is called as weaving. Let us see what is that weaving. So now let us see yarn to fabric. We have seen fibers to yarn, now yarn to fabric. So here we can do this by two processes, one is weaving and other one is knitting. Let us see what is weaving. Weaving means here we need to take two yarns in opposite directions. One set of yarns, they are running parallel. The another set of threads or the yarn, they run horizontally. So parallel and horizontal threads are weaved one after the other. So in this pattern, the cloth is made, and this process is done by looms. So the looms are of two types. One is hand looms. So hand looms are very famous in our country. In many of the villages, the villagers are skilled in doing the operating the hand loom, where they make their own yarn and later they will color the yarn and they will fix the yarn in the loom. So here to make for the process of the weaving, the yarn is to be set up in the horizontal rows and columns. The threads are to be arranged in horizontal and vertical position. So one by one these yarns are they are done the weaving. So, they are arranged in a particular setup that one horizontal thread it comes up, the next horizontal thread it goes down, one vertical thread it comes up and one horizontal thread it goes down. Let us see here. Here this is the vertical thread coming up. Here one horizontal thread it is going down and it's coming up. The other one, the other vertical thread it is going down, it's coming up. So, in this way the weaving is done. So, in this way two sets of yarn are cross weaved to make the cloth. So, hand looms, the looms are of two types, hand looms and power operated looms. The power operated looms, they do the weaving process. So, the next one is knitting. Knitting is a process in which the yarn is made into fabric. You might have seen some ladies, they are holding a woolen thread with two needles, they are doing the knitting. Here in case of weaving, we need two sets of yarn. One runs horizontal, one runs vertical. So, vertical and horizontal. So, that is a pattern for the weaving. Whereas, in case of the knitting, a single woolen yarn is made into a fabric with the help of needles. Right. So, that is also done by hand knitting and machine. Machines also, they make some garments by knitting. Example, your socks. So, you might have seen your socks. If you start pulling one string of your socks, the whole lengthy string comes because the socks is made up of a lengthy string, not a set, not a pair of yarns, it is a single yarn, right. So, this is called as yarn to fabric. There are two processes for doing this. Weaving is one and knitting is the other one. So, now let us see the history of clothing material. So, we know that if you see the pictures of ancient men, cavemen, so what sort of clothes they used to wear? They were not wearing the clothes that we wear today, right. So, today we have so many different kinds of cloths with different colors and shapes of our choice, right. So, we use them in different designs, different fittings. So, it was not there. If you see the pictures of cavemen or ancient men, they used to drape some material around their body just to cover it or to protect it. It was not a big design. So, how they used to get their clothes? First, the early men, they used to collect the natural materials to cover their body, that is the bark of trees and leaves. With the help of leaves, they used to make their clothing. It's very temporary because you know that the leaves, they wilt and dried up very soon. So, every day freshly they have to make their clothing with the leaves, and with the twigs and twines they stitch, they keep all the leaves in order to cover their body. And they used to cover their bodies with fur and skin of animals. Animal skin is used as clothing. They used to cover their bodies. If it is cool, they used to get the fur and skin of wild animals which they hunt, and that skin is used for protecting their bodies. And the next one is, after that, after this period, they found the natural strands. They were collecting the hairs of animals, furs of animals, fleece of animals and small twigs and some kind of grass which is stiff and stretchy, such kind of grass. With all these, they used to make strands, long strands. So, they started weaving these strands into some fabric. It's very rough fabric, not like the fabric that we are using to make our clothes. Such kind of rough fabric was made by weaving the natural strands that are obtained from fur, hair, twigs and fleece. Later in the ancient early India, it was discovered that certain people, those who lived near Ganga river, there were the traces or evidences that people, they grew cotton and they used the cotton for their clothes. And in ancient Egypt, people used to grow cotton and flax and use it to make their fabrics. So, they used to make fabrics, and the fabrics they use it to drape around their bodies in different forms. Without stitching also you can wear a cloth. How? You see the sari, you see the dhoti or lungi. So it is simply a cloth, it is not stitched. So there is a style of how do you keep it on your body. It will stay on your body without any stitching, right? It's an art, it's a skill of wearing turban, dhoti, sari without stitching. So till the invention of that sewing needle, there was no stitching. So once it was invented there, people started stitching, cutting the cloth, making the cloth into different shapes, different designs. All these were made by stitching. Till then, simply wearing the cloth in different forms. That was the history of clothing material. Now we have so many choices. Now even we have robots which are making the garments. So we have a very wide range or collection of clothes of our choice. In the fiber it is used, whether it is natural or artificial, in the colors they are used, the textures, the prints, even you can print your photograph on your clothes which you are wearing. So we have a plenty of variety. As like that we have a wide range of food materials, we have wide range of clothes to wear. But the purpose of the cloth is to protect our body and to keep it proper in according to the changing seasons or climatic conditions. So in this lesson we realized that actually from where our clothes come from. They come from the fibers that are obtained from the nature.